Hello tribe, welcome back to my channel. So let's check in, let's see what is happening with you next week and a half from whenever you're watching this video. And I have a couple of cards pre-pulled already, one from the Elgo Lab deck and the other deck is called Brigita. This is not an English deck, I will translate it for you. Pile number 1 is on your left, 2 in the middle, 3 on your right. Take some time, meditate, choose using your intuition, not your eyes, and I will see you in timestamps. Hey group 1, let's see what is up with you next week and a half. Let's put these cards aside. Let's see what we have here. I like this for you because the devil is reversed. Now I'm going to read the dark and light aspects from this deck. The light aspect says courage, belief, stamina, being very focused on your goal, healing, transformation, and being reborn. The dark aspect says very intense emotional pain, suffering, trauma, agony, hurt, pain, and self-destruction. Now, for a lot of you, I don't know if this is someone that is very close to you or you are dealing with this next week and a half. It feels like someone doesn't want to kind of torture themselves anymore over a certain aspect in their life or over something that they have done that was wrong or they saw it as a failure. Next week, you're very much focused on believing in yourself. You're very disciplined as well, what I'm picking up here, and you're focusing on courage. Some of you, that courage comes from facing this devil card. What is it that I've lied myself about? What is it that I kept telling myself that it's okay, but actually those actions or what I was allowing into my life were destroying me? Overall, just looking at these flowers, it feels like this is a time when someone wants to improve their health. So therefore they choose different either habits, better habits, healthier habits, or they choose to acknowledge what is something that wasn't pure in their life. And therefore, you can expect transformation and rebirth. And it's interesting because we have rebirth over here and we have a snake that a lot of times I associate with the death card with rebirth itself. So there is something shifting within you here, but for the better. I'm also hearing I'm not that stubborn, I'm not closed off. I can see a situation from 360 perspective. A lot of you may notice that your routines or your discipline improves. You are becoming much more consistent, especially if you have a goal in mind. Let's pull more cards, let's see what else. And the deck that I'm going to be using for you is the Supernatural Tarot. First card that landed on my lap is the Temperance card. So we see the balance here. Also, health improvements. Especially if someone had any issues with the top part of the body. I'm being shown that. The top part of the body. Would it be? I'd also include the digestive system, the stomach, breasts, heart, and throat. Okay, what is up next week and a half? If anyone had any skin issues, skin problems, you may notice that your skin is improving next week and a half because of what you choose to put on it, or overall somehow your mind or your stress levels were impacting your skin, and I'm hearing no more. So you're getting some sort of relief here. Next week, you feel very inspired to me and very inspiring too. Don't be surprised if suddenly you're going to have this urge to try new things, to take a leap of faith. Again, we have courage and we have the Fool. Fool is very courageous. Fool doesn't overthink, sees what he likes, where he wants to go, and he jumps in. Page of Wands is also a very curious energy. So it feels like you are chasing your fire, chasing your passions next week and a half. And the more you do so, the more courageous you are, the more self-confident you are with your decisions that you make, the more opportunities you notice that are opening up for you. Because you are in that energy of an explorer. And you also, to other people, you're going to look, even if you look the same, you don't change anything about your outfits, your makeup routine, or your hair. You're going to radiate this fiery energy. You are going to seem very magnetic for people. So don't be surprised if people want to spend a bit more time with you. They may need something from you. They were just very drawn to your energy. And you may receive compliments, even from strangers. The way they're gonna look at you if you're walking on a street or you're in a grocery store. You're just gonna get the looks of appreciation, of curiosity. What is this person about? They may not understand. It's very, very subconscious why they're staring at you or looking at you, but it's just your energy that attracts them. So if you are, for example, single and if you're looking to meet new people, next week we're gonna have a good time to do so. And don't dim your light to fit in, okay? That's something that I wanna say. Act from courage. Even if you see someone that you would like to talk to, go and talk to them. Step into this Fool energy. It's going to be quite beneficial for you. And also, if you had anything on your bucket list, I feel like next week we're gonna have some of you will want to cross it off. It doesn't matter how big of a vision that was, or a plan that was, or how small. The energy is good for that. The energy is good for exploration, for travels as well. Seeing new people, seeing new locations, and exploring overall. Seeing what life has to offer. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, I was told to switch decks, so I'm gonna use the Tea Leaf Tarot. Let's pull a couple of cards. Let's see what it wants to say. All right. Pile 1. We have Club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. We have August. We have Younger Woman, dealings or relationship with a younger woman, and Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. And I feel like for a lot of you, a meeting with a stranger is going to be with this youthful female. It's not about the age as much, I'm getting. It's about their personality. Energetically, they're young. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Let's clarify that. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the 7 of Swords. Oosh. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And we have the King of Pentacles. Now, watch out for someone who may want to convince you to do something that is good for them. It benefits them, but it doesn't really benefit you. And it's most likely going to be a male or someone who has strong masculine energy. We have the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Swords here. I don't like this when I'm clarifying the club because it seems like there's someone who is able to confuse you. It feels like they want something from you, but the exchange is not equal. Okay, so just kind of keep an eye on that, but don't get paranoid. Whatever they may suggest to you or advise you, it may take you a long time to think about it, and it feels like you don't want to make a decision because you don't want to take it on board. So listen to your gut when it comes to that. What about August? Why is August important here? Why is August important here? August is a time when you may, first of all, expect yourself kind of licking your past wounds. And the moment you do so, very suddenly there's going to be a shift where you're very focused on your goals and dreams. And one of your goal or dream, it is coming to light. It is coming true. And you're going to feel very empowered, and you're going to feel that you have some sort of, to some extent, control of your life. We can't control it all the time. Things happen unexpectedly, right? And sometimes for a really important reason. But in this case, it feels like in August, you feel very empowered. You feel that you are a good leader. Some of you may be owning a business. You may be a boss or in leader position in your work. But overall, August time is really good, taking off boxes when it comes to career and seeing some of those wishes and dreams come true. Okay. We have younger woman, so let's just clarify this. Younger woman and handshake. What do we need to know? We have the Six of Swords. We have the High Priestess, Four of Wands, the Sun. This feminine energy is making you very happy. And somehow it's because of the home or the feeling of being at home. There is the possibility that you're going to meet this person when you are on the move. Either you're traveling, either you're driving to a grocery store, you're heading somewhere. And it's going to be quite an interesting interaction because it feels like you're supposed to meet this person or you're supposed to communicate with this person at a certain time to get some sort of information from them or to exchange something with them that is going to make you feel very happy that you crossed paths with this person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a completely new person. It could be someone that you've known of. But overall, there is some sort of deal. Even these people are holding the hands here. Would it be a spiritual contract? Would it be an actual contract that you are signing here? That is very beneficial. But overall, it more so is focusing on your heart. I'm happy because of this. I'm happy it worked out this way. I'm happy I crossed paths with them. And again, I split the deck. We have the Lovers here. And we have hands in 3 cards already, right? Right here, Four of Wands and the handshake. So there is some sort of contract that is being made. It feels like destined. You were supposed to meet this person at that time. And it's gonna somehow shift your life for the better. So I hope this made sense, pile number 1. If you need more content, find me on Patreon, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Hello, group number 2. Let's see what is up with you next week and a half. You have the Karmic Soul Tribe, the family. And I'm going to translate the dark and light aspects for you from this card. The light aspect says, strong energetic boundaries, respect in relationship, safety, and cleansing. Now the dark aspect says, not having boundaries. It's very interesting the way they worded it. Basically, relationships that remind you of like a parasitic relationships, if that makes sense. Being dependent on something or someone and not having enough will. Now, let's clarify this. Let's see what these cards want to say for us. But overall, we already see that it's really important next week and a half. And where your focus lies is on your relationships, specifically with family. So you may expect an urge, a need to dive deeper into relationships. And it's funny because just before I clicked record pile number 2, I've called my mom to ask her about one certain book that is all about relationships and how it's more so about childhood. If you want to, if you're going to be interested, I can leave a link to this book if it is translated in English. I'm not sure because it's in Lithuanian. And it's called Shadows of Childhood. And that guy talks about certain archetypes of us as children and what we may expect once we grow up and what kind of relationships we had with people growing up and how it impacts our life when we are older. So a lot of you may want to talk to one of your parents or talk to your partners about some things that you saw growing up. You may want to talk about some things that maybe were hurtful when you were growing up with one of your parents or maybe both of them. You may want to focus on having stronger relationships with people and therefore you want to dive a little bit deeper into psychology of things. But overall, the underlying feeling that I have here, it is good. If, for example, you've noticed that you are not as good at certain boundaries, energetic, physical boundaries with people, you're doing it next week. We're going to have you very focused on that. I want to use the Game of Thrones tarot for you. Let me find it. Give me 1 sec. I have a lot of decks in front of me. No, actually, I want the textured tarot. Okay, let's see. Next week we're gonna have what is up with you. Someone may tell you that I respect you very much because of how you dealt with certain situation, specifically connected to one particular relationship in your life. You may want to spend a bit more time with younger people in your life. If you have any children in your family, if you have children yourself, you want to spend quality time with them. You want to build memories, create memories with them. We have a star. We have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so it's all about emotions for you next week. We're going to have emotional maturity, emotional intelligence. That's what interests you. The Hermit, yes, self-reflection, looking at your heart, focusing on your heart matters. The Five of Swords, looking at what was conflicting to you in the past and how you can sort it out. And the Sun. We have this archetype of a child here again in the Sun card. So it feels like you focused on this inner child of yours. We have a child over here as well. You want to be free, want to be happy, you want to remember maybe some of memories, nostalgic memories will pop up. It will pop up for a reason. So ask your body, communicate with your body. Why is this memory popping up? And specifically a happy memory I'm seeing here. You may be drawn to go into places where you went when you were a kid or when you were younger. You may want to spend time with your family the way you used to spend time when you were younger. Any traditions may want to be relived again. Say, for example, if traditions are very important to you and if you've noticed that you've been abandoning them, or if you don't have as many traditions as you would want to have in your life, for example, last Sunday of the month, I want to have a family gathering or invite my friends, chosen family, right? And to have a good time. So you're very focused on the heart. You feel happy over here. Some of the issues may pop up, some of your maybe past memories, but overall, the surrounding cards are good. I'm not seeing any drama. I'm not seeing any heavy emotions. I'm seeing the wisdom that you're pulling from those difficult moments or conflicting moments with your partner or with a family member. So you're very wise, intelligent, emotionally intelligent the next week we're gonna have. You're patient with yourself. And patient with your heart. For some of you, this could be just your heart chakra. For others of you, maybe something physical that you want to nurture your heart a little bit more, take care of it, do checkups, whatever feels right to you at that time. If anyone in your family has heart issues, I would say check in on them, make sure that they follow a healthy lifestyle as much as they can, because I'm seeing a possibility of someone saying, I'm fine, I don't want to change anything. For example, if someone is a heavy smoker, they're like, yeah, I know I have a weak heart, but I'm going to smoke as much as I smoked before. So maybe just having a conversation with that person so that they can strengthen their heart. And I feel like they would listen to you here, because the Two of Cups is here. Someone who is very close to them, someone who they have a good relationship with, they would be able to hear it from that person. Maybe they don't listen to everyone around them. Maybe they tend to be very stubborn, but they would listen to one particular person. I also heard with this spread, the heartbreak is over. The heart is becoming lighter, yes. Especially if you had any difficulty in the past with a male or a father figure in your life. Two more cards wanted to come out. Someone is going to be very romantic towards you next week. We're going to have, they may want to give you a gift, or you're going to experience a very nice gesture from that person. And it's most likely someone who has romantic feelings for you. If that's not the case, this is a family member. Either someone is receiving an actual gift, or someone is acting really loving, very sweet toward that person. You're going to feel like a kid. You're going to be very thankful, and you're going to be very playful. Music may be important next week. We're going to have, you may hear messages from the music, or you may attend an event where there is live music and you come back home very charged up, very inspired because of the sounds that you heard, and overall the vibration of the music is important. Some of you may want to talk to your water before you drink it in the morning. Set intention, right? You've probably seen, a lot of you, the documentary about the water and how our thoughts and what we say to the water, how it affects actual water. So there was an example where one water started decaying, started getting moldy, because that water was talked to in a very negative way. The other water, where someone talked in a positive manner to it, it lasted fresh for much longer. So same with us, right? We are mostly made of water. How we talk to ourselves is important, and I feel like a lot of you are very positive in the way you speak to yourself next week. We're gonna have, if anyone had any mental issues, difficulties, depression, anxiety, I feel like it's being lifted, and you're becoming a bit lighter next week. We're gonna have, you may want to purge something out of your system. For example, if you want to improve your routine, what you eat, how you start your mornings, that's impactful. For others of you, it is the way you talk to yourself, and you want to talk to yourself as a best friend. And that also impacts your manifestation skills, what you can achieve. You feel in a way inspired and powerful next week. We're gonna have the people you choose to be around with. I see strong support system. If you are lacking that right now, you want to go out there and meet new people, or make connections online with people who have similar maybe values or interests like you do. Again, nostalgia is coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised if you met someone from your past next week. We're gonna have, could be someone that you grew up with, like an old friend, an old maybe even lover, someone you went to school with. It feels like the past is resurfacing, but not in a bad way at all. It makes you feel happy, it makes you feel good. you are happy to see that person. And I feel like there's gonna be a situation where you have a conversation with them and you both go, damn, so much time has passed, but I still feel that nothing has changed between us. But at the same time, you grew up so much, you have become so mature. You may even want to, if you see that person again, you may even want to have them back in your life. There was the reason why we met. Why don't we start meeting up again? Why don't we organize something from time to time? Because I like your energy. Whoever this is, this person has a lot of fire in them. They're very inspirational and they're quite charismatic. So that's what I have for pile number 2. I hope this made sense. If you need extra content, find me on Patreon, and have a beautiful week, everyone. Bye for now. Hello, tribe, pile 3. Let's see what we have for you here. We have the Ace of Wands, and I'm going to translate the dark and light aspects from this card. So the light aspect says, oh, how these tie in together. Healthy sexuality with the Ace of Wands. Interesting. We already have a theme, very particular theme here. Self-acceptance, trust, safety, being able to love and to create. The dark aspect says sexual trauma, being disconnected from the feelings of the body, sensations of the body, buried sexuality, and creativity. So for a lot of you, the theme of the next week we're gonna have is fertility overall. Sexuality goes hand in hand with creativity, right? If I feel good sexually, if I feel good with my body, if I feel I'm healthy sexually, I'm able to create much more in my life. If I have repressed my sexuality, if I have a deep trauma that I haven't sorted out, it may affect what I'm creating in this life. I may procrastinate too much. I may be uninspired at all times. I may not see the brighter side of life, etc., etc. So for a lot of you, especially if you had any sexual trauma, it doesn't have to be, super intense where someone got abused. But it can be a situation where parents were very strict. They didn't want to talk about sex. It was kind of taboo, right? And someone grew up thinking that that's a bad thing. And every time they have intimate relationship with someone, in the back of their mind, subconsciously, it would still be kind of like an icky feeling that I'm doing something wrong and I cannot express myself fully. Or I'm feeling shy, I feel guilt afterwards. So if you have that, that would be really worthy to look at. Next week we're gonna dive deeper. If you want to, you can do hypno session before you go into sleep. There are plenty of self-hypno sessions on YouTube. Just search for hypnotherapy on sexuality, right? Or anything like that. I'm sure you're gonna find a video. And before you go to sleep, just play it. Your subconscious can hear what is being said the most when you are in that state between you're still conscious, you're still kind of aware of where you're at, but you're already drifting to sleep. Do it a couple of times a week or as many times as you can, and notice how that starts shifting. But you also have to integrate it in your life and to start practicing that. Notice how you feel, even if you don't have a partner, how you feel with yourself sexually. Are you feeling that if you, masturbate, you hide, that's not okay, or you go, that is just a part of life, that is part of my physical sensations. If I do it consciously, and I mean consciously in the way where I'm not, overdoing it, or I don't take it overboard, in a balanced way, then there's nothing that I need to feel ashamed of, right? So that's a theme for you next week we're gonna have. Now let's look what we have here. So the theme here is physical sensations and acceptance of your body, acceptance of your sexuality, and seeing how that ties into what you are creating and how capable you are to create in your life. To create a business, to get, to attract finances in your life, right? Money in your life. Let's see. Healthy sexuality is a theme. It feels like you want to run away from something next week. We're gonna have, for this is a very particular story. Someone wants to get out of the house or run away from the home, or maybe thinking about a time when they did so. What other choices are out there for me? I want to see what the world has to offer. So I am choosing a different environment. Some of you, it could be a different work environment if you're changing jobs, or it could be overall like this urge and need to change something within your home or who you live with. Hope this made sense. You also may want to have a conversation with someone about something you have never maybe talked about, or you kept it a secret, but it was on your mind at all times, and specifically a difficult period of time. And somehow talking about it is going to release you from heavy emotion. So next week we're gonna have, it's a really good time to share about some things that you kept to yourself and to allow that burden to drop off of your shoulders. If this is not you, then there's someone in your surroundings who gonna want to share with you about something that they maybe were shy to share about, or they didn't have enough courage. Your work is protected, which I like here. What is happening unexpectedly here? Let's see. Let's clarify the Tower. Now, this is not for all of you. You're going to hear, if you felt that someone is deceptive, you're going to get information that is going to show you why you are doubting or you couldn't trust that person. Specifically what we're seeing here, that could be someone who is unfaithful. If this is not your story, please don't take it. This is for someone particular. I had a feeling that something was off. I had a feeling this person played me, right? I had a feeling that I'm going to get disappointed. And it feels like there is a whole story here. We have a home here again. And in that home, what is happening? Someone is doing something. This reminds me of that Sam Smith song, Unholy, I think it's called. It feels like this woman came back home. She even looked the same like that woman over there. And she saw something that was off. She saw something that she didn't like. She saw something that has broken her heart. Maybe that's something that you experienced in the past and you're trying to overcome that. You're trying to trust people again. You're learning how to trust people again because of that. I'm hearing, I was betrayed, therefore I cannot let go now. But you're learning how to do so. Yeah, my heart was broken. 3 of Swords is here. I had to raise again like a phoenix, and to find love within myself and to find trust within myself. I'm still wounded, but soon I'm gonna be better. I'm stepping into my Empress energy. I value myself. I know what I'm worth. That person's actions were not reflecting of my worth. It was just showing what they are about. So it could be also a situation where someone, when they were younger, they saw a parent cheating on another parent and it stuck to them until this day. And next week we're gonna have, they're trying to kind of learn to overcome that it doesn't have to be a part of my story. I don't have to carry this guilt. If I knew about it and I didn't tell the other parent, or this shame that I have felt because of one of my parents' actions, it's not mine. I don't have to have nightmares over it. I'm releasing it. For others of you, if your partner was unfaithful in the past, maybe you became a little bit, not a little bit, you became so overprotective of yourself and of your body, especially sexually, that you're trying to open up again because you don't want to take that burden with you to new relationships. You know it's unhealthy for you and for the other person, and they had nothing to do with what this other person did. So this is a very strong, deep healing pile, to be honest, pile number 3. And the theme is very serious. But know that you can shift whatever is in your subconscious. The moon. You can't come out of this labyrinth if you've been struggling with this. The justice will be made. Okay, if you're seeking for justice, as I like to say, other people's karma is not on our business, right? But overall, you're going to succeed in this situation. Anything else? I feel like I want to use the Tea Leaf Tarot before I let you go. Let's see what else we got here for next week. We're gonna have Bridge, successfully overcoming a problem, that is for sure. Flute, disappointment in a friend or lover, so that's what we talked about already. It could be on your mind. Needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. Let's see what kind of wish will be granted. Spiritual love. Okay, so you're improving in romantic relationships here. That's overall what kind of theme we have. Your wish will be granted when it comes to having a very strong spiritual relationship with a partner. Could be also a friend, right? In a platonic sense. Don't be tempted to lower your standards, and I feel like you're not. You have the Empress card over here. You are not taking what doesn't feel right to you. You know your morals, you know your values, and you see red flags from far away now. Okay, so I hope this made sense. File number 3. If you need more content, find me on Patreon, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.